Welcome to the Elvis Presley channel. Elvis Presley had many relationships with many women throughout his life. He is well known for his love of the ladies, both the one he married and the many others that were in his life before, during and after his marriage to Priscilla Presley. But the relationship that was the most important to him was the one he had with his daughter, Lisa Marie Presley. Did Elvis have a healthy relationship with his daughter, Lisa Marie? Make sure to watch the video until the end, and if you're new here, don't forget to join our wonderful community by subscribing to the channel. Lisa Marie's whole life has been documented, dissected, examined and judged, not only by people around her, but by the media and the world at large. As the daughter of such a famous person, Lisa Marie never stood a chance of living a normal life. She was the apple of Elvis's eye from the day she was born, and he held her uncertainty in his arms. Together they turned Graceland into their personal playground, and despite his touring schedule and frantically paced lifestyle, he made time to form a bond with his daughter that was both beautiful and unbreakable. Lisa Marie Presley was born on February 1st, 1968, to her famous parents, singer and performer Elvis Presley and his new bride Priscilla. The day she was born, Lisa Marie posed with her parents on the steps of the Baptist Hospital in Memphis, with the new dad gazing adoringly at his new daughter as she lay in her mother's arms. Her name was chosen from a book of baby names that the expecting couple looked through night after night during the pregnancy, and was a combination of the two names they liked the best. She was not named after any particular person, and interestingly, if she had been a boy, her name would have been John Barron Presley. Elvis was a proud and doting father, but he wasn't good at the practicalities of parenting. He wouldn't change diapers, and when it came to feeding his daughter, the drooling and disarray put him off, and he left these messier tasks to his wife. Priscilla was happy to do it, and once said that Elvis looked petrified when he was holding his very young daughter, probably afraid he might drop and break her. He preferred having fun and buying things for his daughter to the more mundane aspects of parenting. Although he claimed that feeding and cleaning up the baby wasn't a man's job, he was very lavish with his gifts. When Lisa Marie was just 3 years old, he bought her the first fur coat of many she would own. He was also happy to hand over $5 notes for baby teeth when she was 6 and 7, a small fortune in the 70s. When Lisa Marie was 7 years old, he bought a jet and christened the plane Lisa Marie in honor of his daughter. Lisa Marie was Elvis's princess, a term of affection that some might say had overtones of sentimentality, swagger and proprietorial interest, as a biographer named Burns wrote. No matter what other people thought, Elvis was determined to love his daughter the way he thought best, and before she started school, Elvis gifted her with a Harley-Davidson golf cart inscribed with her name. He indulged both his and his daughter's whims by renting out movie theaters and amusement parks for their private use, as well as famously flying her to Utah to play in the snow once for a few minutes. When she turned 6, her parents divorced. She went to live with her mother in Pacific Palisades, not far down the road from Graceland. In 1978, Priscilla said that she continued to go to Graceland with Lisa Marie, like we were never divorced. Elvis and I still hugged each other, still had love. We would say, "Mommy said this and Daddy said that." That helped Lisa to feel stable. There was never any arguing or bitterness. However, Linda Thompson, Elvis's live-in lover at the time, said that on one occasion Lisa Marie told her that Priscilla didn't like Linda very much. She replied that that was very sad, and noted ironically in her biography that Elvis definitely taught his daughter to express herself freely to other people. Lisa Marie once said in an interview that Elvis was protective, very adoring and very watchful. "I knew I was loved, there is no question about that. It's not something that is easy to come by, obviously, but it was very apparent to me, and it was very mutual." She also noted that as she got older, it was her father who was the only one who could get her into the bathtub. While she was happy to play up for other people, including her mother, once her father lifted her up and put her in the tub, she stayed there, and the games were over every time. "I wouldn't argue with him, ever," she said. With Elvis being the parent that she only saw during the school holidays and on special occasions, it meant that the two of them spent a lot of time getting up to mischief at Graceland together. He also rented out adventure parks like Liberty Land for days at a time, where he spent all day riding roller coasters with his daughter and his girlfriends, Linda Thompson and Ginger Alden. He loved to take her shopping and buy her literally whatever she wanted. Lisa Marie was spoiled and indulged, but also loved, really loved, by her famous father. He was not strict at all, and I got away with murder. When he would sleep all day, me and my friends had the run of Graceland all day, and I knew no one was going to tell me what to do, because they would get fired. I was truthfully a terror, to be honest. I'm not proud of that particularly. My mum was completely the opposite. She was really strict, so it was very confusing. The two of them spent a lot of time in the upper parts of the house, which were Elvis's private quarters, where not everyone was invited into that area. Even to this day, the private rooms that she and her father played in are not open to the public. They watched TV together in these spaces and created a loving bond with all the quality time Elvis made for his daughter. The father-daughter duo had lots of fun together. They ran and played, and there was never a dull moment when Lisa Marie was in residence. Elvis was happy when she stayed over, and they played, talked, and enjoyed each other's company. Having two such disparate homes until Lisa Marie was 9 years old was tough for her. Elvis gave her everything she asked for, and sometimes more, while her mother tried to impart more responsible behaviour. Unsurprisingly, she had trouble adjusting to the stricter environment of her mother's home. With life being so much easier for the youngster at Graceland, as Lisa Marie was always on holiday when she was there, the difference in parenting responsibilities and styles was intensely highlighted. Priscilla was very strict. She needed to get her to school every day, teach her right from wrong, and even fiscal responsibility. This is often hard to do in a normal divorce, but almost impossible when your ex is so rich and so famous. Lisa Marie rebelled against her mother's strictness and loved being with her father, where chaos often ruled and any whim could be catered for instantly. She said once that Graceland is where she feels the safest and the calmest. Priscilla had a lot of trouble counteracting the effects of Elvis's indulgence on her daughter before Elvis died, and so much more afterwards. She said, "I don't feel like I was spoiled. Anything my father did for me or gave me was done out of love, and I took it as that. I'm sure I had moments when I was a snot." Priscilla noted that her daughter was so used to seeing people jump at her father's command that it took a long time for her to overcome her habit of telling people what to do. Elvis had a fascination with religion, and in a little office of his main bedroom, Elvis had a room devoted to books explaining various religions. "There's nothing in there but books on religion and every kind of," Lisa Marie told the British TV show Lorraine. She thinks he was constantly searching for love and peace. Whilst not a churchgoer in her father's lifetime, after her father's death both Lisa Marie and her mother joined the Church of Scientology. They were active in the church for 30 years, and it's where Lisa Marie met and married her first and longest-lasting husband, Danny Keogh, whom Elvis would never know. Of course, before she was so close to her father, she saw his self-destructiveness too, albeit from behind the eyes of a 9-year-old girl. She remembers her father as exciting, loving, and indulgent, but felt like she had to take care of him as well. She saw her father taking handfuls of pills. She couldn't have known what they were for at the time, but she remembers his erratic behaviour and how he would try to pull himself together whenever he saw her. He would come to the door of her room while she was watching TV and sometimes stumble and fall, and she would try to catch him. When Lisa Marie witnessed these events where Elvis lost his balance, she would ask, "You're not going to die, are you?" Her father always answered no, and she believed him. But Lisa Marie said, "There were several times where I'd get worried and go and check on him and find him in these bad states." When Lisa Marie was 9 years old, her father was found dead on the bathroom floor of his bedroom. She was staying over at the time and had been wandering around at about 4 a.m. unable to sleep. Elvis saw her, kissed her, and sent her back to bed. It was the last interaction she had with him, and a great memory to have. Unfortunately, after Elvis was discovered, the resulting noise and confusion woke the young girl, and she went to find the source of the commotion and found Elvis's girlfriend, Linda Thompson, trying to revive him. It was a horrible moment for her to witness, and one that has stayed with her for the rest of her life. With her father dying dramatically at such a young age, Lisa Marie worried about her own genes and the health implications of her own lifestyle. With her father's side of the family dying relatively young and having less than healthy lifestyles, she knew she had to play it safe and be as healthy as she could, especially when she started to have children of her own. She claimed she never saw her father eat his famous fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches as a kid, and never tried one until more recently, and even then it was just one bite, she said. She had no chance of living up to her famous father when she took up her singing career. She decided to live with it rather than up to his legacy, a decision that has served her well in her career. She shared her relationship with her famous father with the world through Graceland, but it's through her songwriting that we see the overwhelming burden of being Elvis's daughter being expressed in songs like I Love You Because, and her duets with her father's recordings. She was the only child of Elvis, and as such she was the apple of her father's eye and his princess. She spent the first 4 years of her life at Graceland immersed in her parents' love, and when she moved with her mother after their divorce, Elvis became the fun parent and Graceland her playground. This set the scene for a child that was raised with 2 sets of rules, one she vastly preferred over the other, and a space where Elvis could indulge in his childhood fantasies and still enjoy quality time with his child. Elvis never felt he was doing anything wrong when he gave his daughter everything she wanted, needed, or even looked at. The poverty that he grew up with, as well as the incredibly close relationship he had with his own mother, is the background that he created his relationship with his own child on. He bought houses, clothes, and cars for his parents and the people he loved. Why wouldn't he give everything to the child he adored above everyone else? Despite the damage a lack of boundaries and an endless lack of responsibility can do for a child, Elvis saw it as a way of showing his love to Lisa Marie when he showered her with gifts and adventures. Inheriting Graceland is a poignant part of Lisa Marie's life. It is the place where she feels her father's presence the most, but also the place where she witnessed his death. She still struggles as an adult with the passing of the man who was not only her father, but so much more to so many others. At Graceland, Lisa Marie says she can feel her father's presence still. It's overwhelming, grand and powerful, and sometimes dark, depending on his mood. She says that she only has positive memories of her father. It was always a lot of fun. There was always a lot of energy in the house. He was very mischievous. With Elvis passing away when Lisa Marie was so young, she has been left with a legacy of mixed emotions, memories, and feelings about her father and their relationship. While he may be long gone, his deep influence on Lisa Marie's life will be never-ending and will probably remain as conflicted and confusing for her as it was when he was alive. It's wonderful how good the relationship was between Elvis and his daughter. Unfortunately, it wasn't the same between Elvis and Priscilla. Why was Elvis Presley's marriage with Priscilla destined to fail? Watch this.